Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us at Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick, Colorado. My name is Michaela. This morning we have a very cool brand new 2025 Ciamrron Norstar 4-horse slant load full width rear tack with a very unique tack layout back there. So I'm real excited to show that to you guys. Something we haven't seen in a really long time. Gives it something kind of unique and different for our lot right here. This is an inventory trailer, so it is available. Just arrived last week, I believe, so fresh on the lot. We're gonna go ahead and get into the trailer and this 15.6 Outlaw conversion and everything that is jam-packed in this trailer. But before we do, we're gonna go and pull up those drawings and review our overhead Ciamrron layout together. Most important, this is a 15.6 short wall, full Outlaw conversion, giving you a total floor length of 35 feet, 9 inches, 9-foot nose because we have our roll-up front end enclosure. So we are 44.9 nose to tail. We are 8 feet wide, 7'10" tall with an integrated hay pod, gives you 7'3" in your stall area. And we are a triple air ride axle, empty weight 18,320. Inside our 15.6 Outlaw conversion, we're gonna have your privacy nose, queen mattress up in the nose, 72-inch sofa sleeper on our drop wall, hydraulic slide out with theater seating, full bathroom, walk through to stall area, and full kitchen on this one. So it's got a lot going on. Bear with us, guys, and there's gonna be a lot to check out. Starting right here outside of our Outlaw conversion, we have our electric awning. It's got our weather guard cover up there, got a strip of LEDs under it, as well as a porch light here and a porch light there. So that is something that we've added, is that second porch light over there, giving you guys some more light outside, especially when we get on these bigger short walls. Our long wall on this side is gonna be 19.6. So having the more light coverage over here gives you guys better outdoor living space, and 2 exterior speakers as well. So now you guys can carry your interior radio, AM, FM, and Bluetooth capabilities out here on these speakers as well. And then we have our exterior outlets are right here. So we have these to plug in whatever it may be right here outside, convenient for charging. Electric scooters is still my best one, guys. If you got something else, give it to me, but I like that one right there. Full down step in and out, and then we do have our rolling screen door right there. So when you are utilizing your exterior living space, you have that. You can still get some airflow in your trailer without letting all of the potential flies and bugs inside of there. And then our Outlaw door right here, we've got our real wood panel right here, soft touch walls, and then our blackout blind right there, which matches the tooling inside. Well, let's go ahead and step in and check this out. We're gonna come in and go right up into our nose. We do have the pocket door entrance up into our privacy nose, leading to your queen size mattress. Up at the headboard there, we have wardrobe space behind those big, nice, fluffy pillows. And then each side actually has open shelving. And that open shelving is perfectly located right next to your outlets. So when you do charge your phones and your watches right there, it's perfect for your nightstand use right there. You also have secondary light switches up there and a secondary gen start switch. We've got kick-out windows on both sides with day and night blinds. And then towards your feet, we have a 32-inch TV in the corner, with cabinet space behind. And then again, privacy nose, so you guys have the ability to separate yourself, have a private bedroom up there separate from the rest of the trailer. This one has your sofa sleeper on it as well, so thinking you may have hauling buddies, friends, children with you, you have the ability to just close that bedroom off and keep that private. Down here, that's that 72-inch sofa sleeper right here. It does fold down into a bed, and I do want to note that it does slide down into a bed when our slide out is slid in. There is enough space right here that you don't even have to pop that out. If you are running down the road and you quick need to pull over, take a nap, whatever, you don't have to slide that slide out. This will just fold down. I always lose a pillow when I do that. Into your sleeping space. 72 inches. I am 6 feet tall. Try not to lose my microphones when I demonstrate, but plenty of sleeping space, especially if you go diagonal right here to sleep a full-size adult on here, or the potential to have 2 children on here. Beneath our sofa sleeper is our 60-gallon fresh water tank. So as I pop that up, you guys can peek under there and see we have 60 gallons of fresh water on board, and it is contained within our actual living space here, so it's not in our slide out. It's going to be really well insulated, especially when you have your furnace going, to keep it warm within the trailer here. Up above, I've got a couple spotlights right here and cabinetry up above. Now this is your full Outlaw conversion. Same with any Outlaw trailer. This is all going to be real true hardwood, and they really do a phenomenal job of finding storage space and utilizing storage space wherever they can possibly put it for you guys. This goes way back in there. It does, I can stick my arm around, and it does actually wrap around to this cabinet right here. So that is a full big space right there. As well as that one right there has an outlet in the back. And then down below you will see your AM FM radio right here. Has your Bluetooth capabilities, USB, HDMI, auxiliary as well. Zones 1, 2, and 3 will control your nose, your living space, and then your exterior speakers as well. And then back here we have that same soft touch wall that we've seen on our door out there. I love that it is carried throughout and into our slide out here as well. I think it really just keeps the trailer one, and really, especially looking like right here with this walling combined with your wood right here, it really just makes it feel like one big space, and not that your slide out is separate. Sometimes I find that the colors can really get disrupted with this, but this really carries beautifully in this trailer. This is your hydraulic slide out, has your theater seating within it. Same tooling that we saw on our exterior door as well. A really nice color scheme going on with this one. Behind these, you're going to have all of your windows, day and night blinds. So right now they are all on the night blind, which is really blocking out a lot of that sunlight out there. You switch to your day blind, you're going to allow in some of that light, but still have some privacy and really prevent the harsh light that you would get if you were to keep it all the way open. But then those windows do pop open, you twist those handles and bump those out and get some airflow moving through there. But real easy to use those. Great that you have the option to really block out some of that light if you are at a fairgrounds under a street light or parked next to some neighbors that still have their lights on. Up above, we've got some storage up here as well. All of this is going to carry through to the same space. If you are using these sleeping spaces, maybe you can fit some extra bedding up there. It's a little bit smaller, but goes really deep back in there to utilize that space for storage as well. Working our way back into our bathroom here, we have our privacy door here as well, so you guys can close this space off. And then stepping in, we'll look to our right first and then carry around. Our toilet here does match, carry the theme throughout with your nail head and your tooling there. Behind that, we have linen shelves. Now I love these shelves because they are fully adjustable, so it makes it a really versatile and user-friendly trailer. You guys can space these out however you need to, get some extra clearance there, or shorten them, shrink them together, whatever it may be, you have the option. And again, real true hardwood. These are very sturdy, durable shelves. Towel ring here, backsplash throughout, and this is going to be one of their stone vessel sinks. Really pretty, gives it a really nice finish for their full Outlaw conversions. You get more of their high-end finishes. Our medicine cabinet behind our bathroom vanity here. We have the lip on the shelves, so it does keep all of your items contained in there. So if you set your deodorant, your body spray, your toothbrush, your toothpaste in there, it's not going to slide out when it has that lip on it. And then we actually have the pass-through on this trailer. A lot of people look for this option to have that secondary either storage space or mudroom entrance, the ability to just get in and out of their trailer through the bathroom directly. So this one has that on there. Over here, double rod closet. So huge wardrobe hanging space. I bet I could climb in here, it's so big. So great for all of your hanging items. You guys will see down here, we have a carpeted base for a movable table. So your table will screw in right here, and then you have a full carpet on the bottom. So it gives you the ability to slide this around anywhere on your floor and not worry about scratching or damaging anything. And then you have your leg and your tabletop that will screw in there. So if you wanted to eat off of your sofa sleeper or your theater seating, or you just wanted extra counter space when you're cooking out of your kitchen, you can use that table and really slide it around wherever you need to inside of this trailer. nice to have that option there, and it stores perfectly in there. You guys seen it straps in there, so keeps it contained. It's not gonna move around during transit there. And down below we have our furnace down there ducted into our bathroom, so we have heat pumping in here. Now we're gonna step into our shower. This is your 32-inch radius shower with the clear door. I've kind of been liking these clear doors because it gives you the feeling of having more space and less claustrophobic in here when you can really see out. But I will demonstrate 6 feet tall. This is your 710 interior. So without your skylight, your head clearance is still tons of room. With your skylight, I could barely touch the top with my fingernails. So tons of head clearance there, especially when you have your removable shower head, which you can use and come up and really rinse off really well. This trailer is winterized right now, which is why it's on the ground. But you do get your full bathroom and all of your amenities, even in this space. I think they laid it out really well. Still tons of space to move around in here, and you get your pass-through. Down below our sink, we've got access to your drain valves, your water pump, which are both labeled for you there. You have your toilet paper roll here, and then just extra storage space within there as well. Now we're gonna work our way out into our full kitchen that we have here. Starting right here is our 6.0 fridge freezer combination with a 32-inch TV up above. So you guys are building a trailer from the factory. You could care less about the size of the TV, but you want more fridge freezer space. We can change this, decrease this to the 24-inch to get you the 8.0 fridge freezer combination. That is an option. But I'll open this up and show you guys the storage that you get in the 6.0 fridge freezer combination. Still tons of room in there. Keep all of your essentials and your cold items going down the road with you. But if you needed more space, again, you have that option. This is a Dometic. It will run off of electric or propane. You guys have the option auto, or you can control where it's pulling from. Now this, with Dometic, let's say had a 1-year warranty on this fridge component by the manufacturer. Outlaw does install this. Same with your Samsung TV or your microwave convection oven over there. Whatever it may be, when Outlaw installs it, they do cover it with your full Outlaw conversion for 3 full years, which is really great warranty. I think full coverage is probably the longest one I've heard of on the road today, that you would get 3-year full coverage in anything that Outlaw installs. So they really do stand behind their product. I think that's a good peace of mind there. But over here on this wall, we have our propane valve right here. So this is going to allow propane to come in and allow you to shut it off as well. So when you are ready, you're just going to hold down that button there. It will go through its system and check and allow that to open and close for you guys. Your Dometic thermostat down here runs you through your options of heat, AC, and fan, all controlled right there. And then your tank levels right here, fresh, black, gray, as well as your battery levels. You have your water pump and your water heater right there. Working our way back into our kitchen here, I mentioned the microwave convection oven. This one is equipped with that. So if you wanted the capability to use an oven, you have that with this microwave. Up above, storage up there. I was walking some customers through LQs the other day, and they were astounded that everywhere they looked was another storage cabinet. No matter what size, it was nice that they could always find somewhere for additional storage space. So they were very impressed with these Outlaws in our Cimarrons. And then down here we do have a window behind, day and night blinds, as well as the ability to open for some air. We have our kitchen sink right here. Good size, very deep. And then next to that, we do have a recessed cooktop. So you guys can see right now you're getting full counter space. But beneath this, you do have your 2-burner cooktop. Runs off of your propane. Limited on pot and pan size when it is this far recessed, but then you do gain countertop space, and you do, of course, have your microwave convection oven, as well as the ability to have a portable grill with you guys and cook outside. I hear that a lot of customers prefer to do that. The light switch up here, so you do have overhead light. And then coming down, 3 drawers in our kitchen. Looks like this are the items for our convection oven up there. You guys can see how much storage space we get in there. These are very deep drawers, and they get bigger as we go. like this is your Outlaw binder with your warranty handbook, so full of all that warranty information there. And one thing to point out is with your Outlaw Conversions, whether you buy new or used, as long as it's an Outlaw, you do have access to their 24/7 customer support line. So you're always welcome to call them, give them the last 5 or 6 of your VIN, and they will be able to troubleshoot your issues for you guys. And access to your water systems in here. And then this one does have your countertop extension on it. So you do have this flip up right here to give you the extra countertop. We also talked about that movable table that you guys can take out of that wardrobe in your bathroom. And then to release this, there are 2 D-rings down here. You guys can see these here. All you're doing is just pulling these to release that. Over here on this wall, we have our water heater right here on and off. We have a hydraulic slide out. So this one is the upgraded hydraulic versus your electric. It's a lot beefier, a really well equipped slide out, and they actually work a lot faster. When I was pushing this out for the video, it really went out a lot faster than those electrics do. It's just got more power behind it. You do have your electric awning, so push of a button, that's going to go in and out. And then your Onan 4.0 gas generator. This switch right here does nothing but control that tank right there, so you guys can see your fuel gauge. That's all that does. Your on-off for your generator is right here. You're going to hold down your prime to get that fuel pumped from your fuel tank in your rear tack up to the generator up top, and then hold down the start until you get it started. This is also installed by Outlaw, so you're getting a 3-year warranty on this generator as well. So being a brand new Ciamrron with your Outlaw conversion in it, full coverage nose to tail on this trailer is an entire 3 years. Everything within this trailer. And then with Ciamrron, you do get an 8-year structure warranty on this one, as well as 1 year on your sealants. Coming back here to our Ciamrron horse trailer side of things, we are looking at the hip side right here, our side load, slant load, regular slant load. We do have drops on the hip side, so you're getting lots of airflow moving through there. With this being an LQ, we do anticipate our customers doing a lot of traveling with this trailer, so they may find themselves in some warmer states. Maybe not here in Colorado where you need that full airflow, but if they get down south or out east, they're going to want that maximum airflow. So you guys can drop these down. If it's just too much, like this morning was maybe still a little bit chilly, you do still have a sliding bus window within this window here, so you can just crack that open for a little ventilation as well. These windows do stay suctioned into that rubber bumper right here, so you guys can travel with these down. You guys can also pop them up and release them to shut them. When you do shut them, all Ciamrron windows and doors, they like to be slammed. They have this rubber seal around them that is very airtight, so when you slam it, it's really going to push and force that air out. If you ever have troubles getting one shut, like on a tack room or something that doesn't have this much air movement through it, one tip is to just crack that window and give the air somewhere to go as you slam it shut. When you do, just make sure you slam it at that latch. We do have tie rings on both sides. You guys will see the other side as well. So having that full width rear tack and then your tie rings on both sides gives you the ability to tie off of either side wherever you need to. We are 8 wide and almost 36 on the floor. So we do have an amber turn signal right here. This is just going to let other people on the road know when we're changing lanes. It also indicates when you hit your brake pedal as well. And then down here, I mentioned air ride on this trailer. We do have 3 8,000-pound Dexter Airflex axles under this one, 17 5s, Continentals, and Alcoas on this one. So real sharp setup. It does have electric over hydraulic disc brakes as well. And then with this being a triple axle and air ride, something that is unique to Transwest Truck Trailer RV here specifically is that we do an air dump on our axles. I will show you guys the indicator light on the other side of the trailer, but just so you know and are aware, you do have a key fob. Both of these are the same, so you just have a spare. This works in the palm of your hand. Right now I'm not connected to a truck. I'm just running off of battery power. You can control this from right here. You're going to hit the on button, and it's actually taking air out of your front axle right now. So I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see it or not. You typically can see movement. It's not gonna lift up off of the pavement itself. I'm not gonna be able to like spin this wheel or anything, but it's taking all that air away, which now distributes your pressure back to your rear 2 axles, puts all your weight back here. So when you are gonna be turning tight in the fairgrounds parking lot, anywhere that is pavement, concrete, maybe even some real hard dirt, you're gonna be tweaking your axles on a triple. I hear that all the time. That's a big concern. Again, I'm big on social media, so I read about that a lot. A lot of people have triples and they try and stay away from them due to that reason. What this air dump does is it allows you to now turn as if this trailer were a tandem. So taking all the weight off of that one, shifting it back here, you can go ahead and turn this trailer around and it's gonna turn like a tandem, much less tweak on your axles. When you guys are ready to rock and roll back down the road, you're gonna hit off, and it's now gonna put all the air back to that axle right there. Keep that in mind. That is the only thing we like to point out, is that once you are done with this, put this back in your console, put it back in a glove box. Do not leave it in the cup holder where you could accidentally hit that on button. If you are driving down the road, down the highway, going 70 miles an hour, you'll hit your brakes, you're probably gonna get a flat spot on that tire. So keep that in mind, but phenomenal thing that we do specifically here, unique to Transwest. Side load right here. Do have our extra wide ramps when your horses are stepping off of this trailer. They have some extra room to work with. I've owned a slant load back when I was hauling younger horses as well. Never had a concern with horses figuring this setup out. They always were very confident stepping in and out from the get-go, so no concerns for your younger horses there. Stepping in, we do have our black Werm flooring down here. So what this is doing for you guys is it's protecting your aluminum floor underneath this Ciamrron. It is giving you guys less hassle to deal with rubber mats. So it's full one-piece pour-in, and is seamless, and it is non-porous. So nothing's gonna drain through, get to your aluminum floor. You don't have to pull out rubber mats and power wash out your trailer twice a year to protect that aluminum floor. The Werm is doing that for you. Also adds a little bit of an insulating factor as well as your cushion for your rubber mats. But speaking of insulating factor, something in these Cimarrons, your horse trailer models, all of your walls are gonna be lined and insulated. And then your roof is also insulated. You cannot see it on this one because of our integrated hay pod. You do have the lined roof as well. But standard on every single Cimarron trailer out there, even their stock boxes and their cargo trailers, they have a full one-piece insulated roof, about a 1/2 inch thick of their fiberglass, which is also honeycomb interior material. Gives it an R3 thermal value, so much cooler in the summer in here, and I can attest to that because I run a black shaded Cimarron, and it is still so much cooler in here than outside, and that keeps it warmer in the winter as well. So here's that pass-through into your bathroom. Starting up at our front stall, we do have a manger on this escape door. I do have it unlocked outside right now, but you do have your manger on all 4 stalls in here. Even your front stall will still have a drop-down window within your escape door, as well as your 2 tie rings. You're still gonna get 2 tie rings standard in all of your horse trailer slants, even when you do have the manger. So I still like that just for the versatility aspect of being able to tie a hay net or a hay bag and then have them eat out of that. Whatever falls into your tray, now they can eat out of that versus just pulling out of here. You can also run cubes in here, set buckets of water, tie your horse up to a different one, but nice to have options there. And then your first slant here is a stud stall. So if you did use this as extra storage into your LQ, your mud entrance, you want to throw some extra shavings or grain or hay or wheelbarrows up in here, you have your full stud wall to protect and prevent anything from getting through to your horses in the remaining stalls. All of these, I'm so used to Cimarrons, I forget to mention a lot of the smaller details. But all of these latches are just made out of a heavy duty plastic material. So there's never metal on metal contact. This is you guys can't even hear it. It's a very quiet ride for your horses that way. Stands up really well. I've got a 2017 Cimarron. I've got no issues. I've never had a divider pop open on me. They're just a lot safer in my opinion, and a lot quieter for your horses as well. Full padding on all of your dividers, both sides. My trailer does not have that. And I've got one horse specifically that anytime he steps out of the trailer, he's got that big aluminum streak down his belly because he leans on his dividers. So I should probably get him some pads, knowing that he leans on them, get him some good protection there. And then we do have bar type or airflow dividers over shoulders and within our head grills. So these are customizable. You guys can interchange these. One could be solid, one could be bar type. Obviously they could both be bar type or both solid as well. So if you guys are custom building a trailer, you have the flexibility to do whatever you want there. Manger size right here. Let's see, these ones are your 18-inch deep. You guys can also shrink this down to a 12 if you wanted more space. If we are building a trailer for our warm blood customers, maybe you want to go a little bit shorter right here, so we get them some more chest room, we can do that. Something to also note is that, I'm going to take you back to the other side now. When we do have triples and 8s right here, we are gaining space actually inside of this trailer. When you upgrade and say you want to stick with your tandems because of the triples, less tires, if you jump to a tandem, we have to go up to 9Ks on a trailer of this size. It actually takes up an additional 4 inches into this trailer. So with 8s, the profile is just a little bit more narrow. So it is longer here, but it's going to be more narrow. So building for our warm blood customers, we tend to do the triples to just keep this more low profile for you guys. Something to keep in mind if we are working on space for golf carts, whatever you guys, a cricket, you could probably get a cricket in here with it being a side load. But if you're looking at a rear load and the ability to put golf carts in here, that's a measurement to keep in mind. This one's a regular partial right here, padded on both sides. But then back here, this one's a breakover divider. So you guys can see right now, it kind of just folds in half and really sets well up into the angle of this partition wall and manger and gives you guys tons of room stepping up in here, especially as I just mentioned with our low profile 8Ks, we have tons of good space getting in here. So if you did have a horse that was not as confident with this side load, maybe they back out really fast and you wanted to really get this out of their way, breaks over super easy with just your AR latches that we see on like center gates in our stock trailers, removable dividers, the traveling dividers and our 2+1s. They're very user friendly. Show you guys, they just pop. You're just gonna line it up. And that was very easy. That was so simple. They just pop back in. Now you have your solid divider here. You guys can see how much room you get now. Still enough room to load and unload some real confident horses. They can step up in here no problem. But if you had one that wasn't confident, you guys can easily break that over, fold it in half, and really open up this space right here. And then we do have a butt strap right here on the rear stall safety feature. If you did have a horse that likes to exit as soon as you open the door, safety feature here keeps them in until you can get around or get in and get them untied before they back out. I do have 4 OptiBrite LEDs in here, as well as your 16-inch LED right here. If you guys want to step in and look at them, they are very, very bright. This trailer is going to light up like a city in here. I've got them in mine. I love them. So that with your white sheeted walls is really going to make this feel open and inviting and give your horses confidence stepping in here, as well as your light right here that gives the visibility out here over your side ramp entrance. You guys are stepping back, you're going to get a really good look at our integrated hay pod. While you're doing that, I'm just going to shut this door because I have more to show you guys. But the integrated hay pod is built into the roof line. So that's what integrated means, is built in. It's not a standalone hay pod up there, which is why I say that when this trailer is 7'10" tall, you guys seen in our stall area, we couldn't see our regular Ciamrron roof because it was lined. That integrated hay pod being built in will set down into your stall area by 7 inches. So you have 7'3" clearance in there with this. So back to building for our warm blood customers, we probably want to go with a standalone hay pod for them so we can get that full 7'10" clearance in there. But now I've closed this door, I wanted to point out the aluminum extrusion, how we have carried it over this door. You guys are going to see that on our rear, our ramp, and then our other side as well. When we carry this aluminum extrusion full length over all of our doors and ramps on this trailer, yes, it does make it a little bit heavier. I said 18,230 empty on this one, but it adds a lot of structural integrity. So a trailer of this length and this size, the more we can do to beef it up and build it stronger and better and last longer for you guys, that's what we're gonna do. So that's what your aluminum extrusion is doing. Yes, it does add aesthetics as well. So it gives it a nice look, adds weight, adds structural integrity. Hard with my clipboard under my arm there. But you guys will see on this ramp as well, we do have that aluminum extrusion carried across the ramp, as I just mentioned. Yes, the ramp does get a little bit heavier that way. So something we could do is maybe double spring your ramps for you to make them easier. It only was hard for me because of my clipboard being under my arm. I couldn't push, but yes, keep that in mind. Makes that heavier. There's that aesthetic feature of just carrying that full one look all the way across your trailer. Now, I did mention at the beginning of the video this really unique, really fun rear tack that I was excited to bring you guys. We have made it back here. Check this out. So this is going to look really different than something you've seen probably on all of the trailers back behind us. This is going to be a rear ramp with a Dutch door, your flip-up door above, and then your saddle swings out on the other side. So this setup right here gives you guys the ability to have a ramp on your rear tack. So if you need to roll in tack trunks, you want to roll in vacuums, blowers. I actually had a customer build one of these trailers probably 2 years ago now that had a setup like this to roll in a bike. You want to roll your bikes in there, maybe your Cricket, depending on how big we build this, maybe a Cricket could get back here. Possibilities are endless, gives you more versatility, and gives you really good usable space in here as well. So what we've done over here with all of this space by not having a second door over there or a saddle rack is giving you all of this storage right here. So we do have 2 carpeted shelves. I love them being carpeted because it really finishes the look back here, but also protects your shelves and whatever you store on these shelves. This one has your 2-inch lip that you guys see on all of our RTG trailers. Just has the carpet versus the rubber mat. So still whatever you store in there is gonna not want to jump out so easily having that lip. And then down below we have these drawers, which I'm big into storage, so I probably get too excited about these, but these are going to be great for all of your smaller items that you want to store in here. This rubber mat is removable, so you can take this out, shake it out and clean it, but great spot for maybe like a vet box. You want to store all of your salves in here, your sprays, you could put all that in there. Your brushes could go in here. You could even store some like sport boots and bell boots in some of those. Your more shallow ones, you could do vet wrap. Got syringes, got paste that you give them. I don't know, you guys have so many options with these. Lots of good storage space. And then down below, you have a cabinet. Still has your gray rubber tread on the floor carried into there. So you guys can store other items back within there as well. And then keep it tucked in, shut the door. Keeps things looking nice, keeps things organized, and keeps things from rolling all over when you're driving around. Typically, anything behind your axles is going to be the most bumpy ride on your trailer. This one is air ride, so we don't really have that concern. Everything back here is going to ride just fine. 2 rows of bridle hooks, high and low, fully carpeted, rear tack all together, but carpet on the partition wall is especially nice because you guys did see our stall area is right there. So when we do hang our nose bands, our bridles, our halters, our tie downs, our extra reins and bits off of here, it's going to keep it a lot quieter for your horses. It's going to protect your tack as well as protect your trailer. Over here, this is our fuel tank. This is the backside. Outlaw installs this and then finishes it so it looks real nice. This one is bigger than normal, so typically we'll see like a 9-gallon. This one's actually 15 gallons. So you have a lot of good fuel storage capacity on this trailer. And I mentioned in our LQ when I was showing you guys how to prime it, that's because our fuel pumps from here up these lines all the way up to our generator, which is up above over on curbside. So that's why we have to prime it. Now over here, this is going to be our swing out saddle racks. We are looking at the back side right now. They do swing in and then they set right up against this fuel tank, so they really don't take up any space. You guys are going to have really good floor space as well. I'm just going to swing them in and show you guys exactly what we're looking at for storage. When these come into right there, really good amount of floor space. If you guys left these folded in, you could still very easily just walk up your ramp and get to them in here as well. You're not having to step up and down a step when you have that ramp. But if you swing them out, they're just gonna go out this door over here. And we'll walk around and see that part. But before we get out of here, there's even more over here in the corner. So we've got 2 more high and low sets of bridle hooks for more hanging space. This one's gonna be great because you can just reach in and grab it from out there. So whatever you wanted to use most often, that's a great spot to put that. Over here, we have a water spigot. So this line runs up into our hay pod, and we have a 54-gallon water tank enclosed in our hay pod up there. And that's just gonna be gravity fed, but it feeds out through this spigot right here. So now you're not having to eat up any tack room space with a water tank back here. You're not having to pull from your fresh water or your house water up there in your LQ. You have dedicated horse water back here, 54 gallons of it, and you're not losing any storage space down here. So if you want to fill buckets and walk straight to your drop-down windows right there and water your horses, you want to run a hose on here and run it out there and wash your horses off, you guys can just, this is a great idea right here, something new we've been doing, very versatile. And then as we step out, I'm just going to show you guys this door right here. It's got this grab rope on it. So all you're going to do is just pull it down. And then our rear ramp actually closes over it because our ramp is also a door. Maybe this time I'll put my clipboard down. Get that handle out of the way. So with our aluminum extrusion back here, we did the V shape. This back here is just simply aesthetic purposes. I think it gives it a nice finish. Kind of a cool look versus just going straight across. Now you guys are checking out our easy angle ladder over here. You guys can see it comes down at an angle, hence the name easy angle ladder, because it's gonna make your life easier getting in and out of that hay pod up there. So much easier to climb up at an angle versus straight up and down. And I had a customer the other day, I was walking through LQs like this, and they said that was not only made it easier, but also gave them room for their toes. So I never thought that, I mean, you do think, but then someone reminds you and you're like, well, yes, that's smart, because when your ladder's up against here, you almost have to turn your foot sideways to climb up and down because there's no room for your toe. So now you have room for your feet to just climb all the way up. Gives you access to your own N40 gas generator in that generator box right there, and then your hay pod back there. That's going to be where that 54-gallon water tank is as well. We have an Optibright LED light up there staring at your deck, and then you guys can see we actually have been now finishing our decks with this Tread Bright up there. That's something new we've been doing. Really protects your trailer up there because we do have a lot of customers that will store stuff on that deck as well, especially things like wheelbarrows. They will flip those upside down and strap those down up there. So finishing with the Tread Bright, and then we can install either some D-rings or some airliner track that gives you the ability to ratchet strap those items down. 2 pedestal lights up there. You guys can point those wherever you want to. You guys can angle them and shine them down here, so when you are going in and out of your tack, you have that light back here. I'm just going to put this up and show you guys how easy that slides up and down. Sets in a tray right there, and then locks into place with that same latch as you guys see on all of our doors, or all of our butterfly latches. Has the same key as well. While we're back here, we're going to take a look at our tail lights. I've got those flipped on right now with a little plug-in battery box. Built in, we have white reverse lights. So those are now built into our tail lights and standard on Ciamrrons moving forward. We really appreciate these, and we have actually done a test in our wash bay, put 2 trailers in there, rear facing each other, shut the doors, shut all the lights off, and did a test on their older models, which have a single reverse light, and then these, which have your reverse lights built in. Yes, these lights are smaller, but having them spread out actually gives you more light spread out versus having, I've heard it described that when you had one single reverse light, it was almost just like holding a flashlight right there and just shining a flashlight straight down at something, versus now spreading this out and getting you guys 4 flashlights pointing out and really just spreading out that area of light right there. We're gonna have light switches on both sides. These ones here control your right-hand lights and your stall lights. And then over here, these light switches are gonna control your tack room, your left-hand side, and your pedestal lights back here. Stepping around to this side, now we get to see that swing out saddle rack in action over here. So same kind of what now you would see on maybe just your standard RTG front Tack model, where you have your swing out saddle rack, your fold down step beneath it, and then your pads on your door right here. Everything you're used to seeing on a Ciamrron, these still will slide up and down in this track anywhere you want to. I've actually had to spread mine out from my barrel saddle horns to get more clearance, but you guys can suck these up and get them a little closer together as well. You guys have options right there. The carpeting is great as a grip factor, as well as this wither block right here sets up in the gold of your saddle. I mentioned the bumpiest ride is behind your axles. With air ride, you're not going to get a lot of bounce. And regardless, mine is rubber torsion. I've never had a saddle jump off of these racks. Fully carpeted door. We've got our bus window behind, so we're getting some airflow in there. And then our saddle blanket bars. Same on our gas shock still, those will swing out. So seeing that they face that way, that's kind of how mine face. Mine face into my saddle like this. And it's still easy to just come in here and throw them over the bars that way, but also nice that it does swing out. So now you can easily get to your saddle, put your saddle on your hip or throw it back over there, and then be able to throw your pads on that way. We have our brush tray down below. It's got our boxes in it for combo locks. Get a couple extra tie rings with this trailer. But our brush tray right here is good, again, for especially your brushes. You're going to be saddling off of the side of your trailer. I went digging through mine the other day looking for a pocket knife. Does not have a pocket knife in mine, but got all the brushes, rubber bands, mane and tail detanglers, fly sprays. Fits all kinds of stuff in there. We'll go ahead and push this back in and get this door shut. For one last look at that aluminum extrusion that we've carried across, and also to point out our combo lock. You guys just saw me hold the boxes for that, so you do have combo locks right there to lock up your tack room versus more than just your key. You've got two locks there. There's that extrusion carried across, making your trailer stronger. And our fuel tank fill right here. So you're filling your gas generator right here, 15 gallons. And then moving forward from here, we are now at our head side of our trailer. So we've got drops on our head side. When your drops are on your head side, you now get jail bars as well. So that's going to keep your horses' heads in going down the road. If you did want to let them stretch their heads out, offer them some water, give them some feed, it's real easy to drop those down. Now you guys have access into your mangers right there. There's our full one-piece jail bars right here, no moving parts. You're just going to work your window until those get in the groove and fall back into place there. If you don't want that much ventilation, you still do have your bus window in your drop down. And then beneath our mangers, we get manger storage. So all of these doors will open to manger storage, which has your gray rubber in it, has some bridle hooks in there. I love the gray rubber carried on that back wall there. Now it's good protectant of your trailer wall and whatever you hang on those hooks. And now instead of the carpet, your carpet tends to absorb smells. So if you were to ever store something wet in there or dirty, your carpet's going to absorb that. Your gray rubber is not. Your gray rubber is much easier to keep clean. And then up in our front one, I actually have our shore power cord stored up there right now. So a good spot for that. With that gray rubber, I mentioned storing wet items, also a good spot to store maybe water hoses for that water spigot back there in your rear tack. Your shore power cord is 30 amp service on this one, having your 1 AC unit. And our escape door has a manger in it, so you also get manger storage there. Just a small cubby hole right there. But you can never have too much storage, especially when you are on the road for months, days, weeks at a time. Whatever you're bringing with you, you've got tons of options for storage on this trailer. And that escape door that I was opening from the inside, there you go, leading to your stud wall in there. Or access to your bathroom. Working back forward kind of to our LQ side of things, I just mentioned 30 amp service with your shore power cord. That's going to be right here. So you want to plug that in instead of running your generator. You guys have full hookups. This is your station for full hookups. Your shore power and your on-demand city water connection right there. Below those, you're gonna see labels for our black and gray tanks. Those dump valves are right there. Working around, this is the back side of our hydraulic slide out. Got our extrusion carried across that as well, increasing the structural integrity of our slide out. Working our way forward to the front of our slide out, I mentioned our 60-gallon freshwater tank was under the sofa on our drop wall. So if you want to direct fill that tank, this is just going to be your direct fill, and then an exterior spigot coming off of that. So again, draining from your fresh water. That's why we have that water tank in the back for your horses. This will just kind of be more of a drain valve, taking house water off of your trailer. This is the indicator light for the air dump system that we saw a while ago. Turn it on, turns on your light. So now if you're sitting up in your truck looking in your side view mirror, you can see this. This is letting you know we took air from that axle, turn it off, and that light turns off. While we're talking about air ride, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn that off right there so you guys can hear me. This is our air ride box. Has its own onboard compressor and it's auto leveling. So it is dummy proof. You guys don't need to worry about anything other than on and off, raise and lower, and then your drain valve. So off and then turn it to lower. You guys will hear it starts pushing the air out. It will mostly push all the air out on its own, but we also have this drain valve right here so that you guys can drain it. You guys saw it just spit a little bit of water at me. That's because if you do leave air in these lines, it can cause condensation. So sometimes if you do leave it on for like a long day with big temperature changes, you're probably going to get a little bit of water coming out, but make sure you drain your lines there overnight. Behind this aluminum box are going to be our propane tanks, protected from the elements with this aluminum box. And then up here we also have an aluminum battery box. We've got all of our batteries in here. They're labeled house batteries, and then an additional air ride battery right there. Our battery disconnect, I failed to show you guys, is actually located in our LQs now. It is down low on the floor. If you guys reach out, I'd be glad to show you where that is. One thing that's really cool and unique to Transwest is when you do buy an LQ here, you have the option to go through like a walkthrough tutorial with one of our technicians as well that can take you through all of these systems and show you everything, give you a run through and teach you how to use your new Ciamrron and Outlaw. Over here we do have full-size matching spare tire, and I did mention electric over hydraulic disc brakes on this one. So your hydraulic pump is right there, your hydraulic fluid reservoir is up here. We do have dual jacks. They are the equalizers. I love the equalizers because they have a manual override option. So if you're ever to get in a bind, kill your batteries on accident, not have an ability to jump them, you guys can pop a handle in there and crank them up and down. We do have storage up here for those hoses to drain black and gray tanks. We have an additional 16-inch awning light right here as well. So if you guys are working out of this space early in the morning, late at night, you have a light. And then we do have our front end roll-up door enclosure, which I mentioned. This is why you have a 9-foot nose, is to account for this space right here. But nice to have that door to really protect everything from the elements and the kick up of road spray and road rocks, road debris.
Hey, Michaela, we do have a question.
We do have a question, okay.
So repeat the question. Justin is asking if this trailer is available in a 3-horse.
Yes, this trailer is available in a 3-horse. You guys can custom build these trailers to your specifications. Ciamrron and Outlaw do a phenomenal job of allowing you to tweak any option, pick colors. You can actually travel down to Outlaw Conversions in Stephenville, Texas, and pick your entire interior floor plan. That there is kind of a time frame on that, but we do not have this exact trailer in the 3-horse. We are glad to walk you through that build and help you with that. But we do have a couple other 3-horses available on the lot. You can take a look at our website, or you can reach out with my contact info, and I'd be glad to help you take a look at those trailers as well. Quick run through of this trailer before we finish up, you guys. I know we went through a lot today. This is a brand new 2025 Ciamrron Norstar 4-horse side load full width rear tack 15.6 Outlaw conversion is your full Outlaw. You're getting 3-year coverage, nose to tail on this trailer, 8-year structure warranty, 1 year on your roof sealants. There's a lot of spec sheets, a lot of drawings, a lot of options. I would be glad to run through all of this personally with you guys. If you want to reference this trailer specifically, your stock number is 5N241362. And if you guys want to reach out directly, my contact info will show up on your screen. My cell phone, you guys can call or text that number, is 303-918-6367. And then my email, Michaela.Hall@transwest.com. If you guys want to discuss this trailer or a build, I'd be glad to help you guys out. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next week.